Greetings, friends. Today we're going to be looking at another integration technique called integration by parts. Integration by parts is kind of like the opposite of the product rule for derivatives. Let's investigate the product rule. So if we have a product of two functions and we're finding their derivative, it's derivative of the first times the second plus first times derivative of the second. What you can do with this is you can go ahead and you can take the integral of everything. Okay, there we have it. Now, if you're taking the integral of a derivative, total derivative, so derivative of the whole thing, the integral and derivative kind of cancel each other out, they undo each other, and we get back our original function. But with these other functions here, when we take the derivative, because it's not a total derivative, when we take the integral, because it's not a total derivative, it doesn't have that undoing effect. Now let's rearrange and let's subtract this part from both sides. And here we have the formula for integration by parts. If I see that I'm taking a integral of a function which is a product of two other functions, I can express that in a different way, like this, and sometimes that makes it easier. Here's an example where it makes it easier. This is a classic integration by parts situation. Now we can't integrate straight away. It's just a little too complicated for that. But what we can do is we can say, I'm going to call this u, and I'm going to call that v dash. See, we have u, now we have integral of u times v dash. So if u is x, u dash is the derivative of x, which is 1. If v dash is e to the x, integral of that, well, integral of e to the x is e to the x. So now we can just do a little note to remind ourselves. There. So my integral becomes u times v, which is x times e to the x, take away integral of u dash, that's 1 times e to the x, with respect to x, now, 1 times e to the x obviously is e to the x. Integral of e to the x is e to the x. And then we always add a constant. So there we have it. But in this case, we can also go ahead and take out a factor of e to the x. And it's e to the x times x, take 1, plus constant. And there we have it. Integration by parts. Let me show you another example.